I feel very lucky that I get to be both the author and the illustrator, because from the ground up, I get to decide what part of the story will be told with the words and what part of the story will be told with the pictures. And they're teammates, words and pictures, and they complement one another. And so there might be something that you're telling with the pictures that you don't need to tell in the words, because in a sense you'd be repeating yourself. You can create moments in the story that are quiet moments that are just told with the pictures. There are ways that you can express emotion with words using adjectives and adverbs that you can't fully communicate with the pictures. So it's a balance of trying to decide what part of the story you want to tell with the words, or what part of the story you want to tell with the pictures. And you can begin the story with the pictures, as you have the title page and the copyright page and the dedication page. As the illustrator, you can start the story with the pictures before the words of the story appear. When a light bulb goes up and I have an idea for something, the first thing that I do is I take out my sketchbook and I draw what I think that character looks like. I mean, sometimes maybe the first thing that I do is jot down a few words. I mean, not even a sentence, maybe a phrase. But I really get to know the characters visually. And as I keep drawing the characters, suddenly I'll jot down a few more words. Maybe I'll jot down a phrase that they would say, or a description of action. And it's just character design, notes, character design notes, and then eventually I'll get to the point where I think I'm ready to attempt to work on a story mountain. Can I take this character and give them an adventure that has a strong beginning, middle, and end? And so I have all of these ideas that are in my sketchbook that are constantly jockeying to be the next in line. The next in line to be the next book that I'm going to really focus my attention on and be channeled into that pipeline to get published. As a kid, art was my entry into becoming a writer and becoming a reader, because everything that I drew had a story. So I would be drawing a cartoon character, and I would want to write a story for that character. So unknowingly, I was becoming a writer because I just love to draw. And through that, my love of cartoons led me to a love of fine art painting. My love of creating these cartoons led me to a love of reading longer graphic novels, chapter books. And yeah, I mean, my love of art and drawing was just a gateway to so many more avenues of learning.